Hello students, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss the MCQs on Robert Nozick with all important facts. Robert Nozick is one of the most important Western political thinkers. This video is very informative as well as helpful for you for cracking many competitive exams. So be with this video till the end. If you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon so that you can get the notification of my new videos. Let us start from the first question. In which year was Robert Nozick born and what was his cultural background? Options are given to you. You have to select the correct option so that you can check your preparation status and you can strengthen your knowledge. After seeing the correct answer, you can know the relevant facts also related to the question, which will help you for solving many direct as well as indirect questions related to the topic. What is the correct option for this question? Do you know the correct option? The correct option for this question is option B, 1938 Russian Jewish immigrant family. Let us know some important facts. He was born in Brooklyn in 1938 to a Russian Jewish immigrant family, contributing to his diverse cultural and intellectual background. Now match the following type of questions. As per present scenario of exams, these type of questions are oftenly asked. Through these type of questions, examiners can examine many of the concepts together. And as far as examinees are concerned, through the practice of these type of questions, examinees can learn many of the concepts together. So for solving these type of questions, you must know about all the options precisely. Let us see what is the question and what are the options given here. Match the following educational and career milestones of Robert Nozick with the respective years and institutions. Let us check the options. Undergraduate philosophy degree. He obtained this degree from Columbia University. PhD in philosophy. This degree was obtained by Robert Nozick from the Princeton University. Permanent move to Harvard. This incident took place in 1969. Taught for a couple of years. Robert Nozick taught for a couple of years in Harvard and Rockefeller universities. So the correct option for this question is option A. Let us know some important facts about this concept. He learned the undergraduate philosophy degree from Columbia University in 1959. So what extra I have learned here? I have learned that this year is also important because sometimes chronological based questions are also asked. He received a PhD degree in philosophy from Princeton University in 1963. This year is also very important. He taught for a couple of years at Princeton, Harvard and Rockefeller universities before moving permanently to Harvard. He moved permanently to Harvard in 1969. Among the listed options, which book did Robert Nozick write that won the National Book Award for Philosophy and Religion in 1975? Options are Anarchy, State and Utopia, The Examine Life, Socratic Puzzles, The Nature of Rationality. The correct option is option A, Anarchy, State and Utopia. This book is one of the most important books of Robert Nozick. Let us know some important facts about these books. As we have already discussed that this book was published in 1975 and this book bagged the National Book Award for Philosophy and Religion. This work marked his significant contribution to political philosophy, challenging some aspects of Rawls' influential ideas. This is also very important fact. Let us know some important facts about his other books. The Exam in Life, originally published in 1989. The year is very important. Socratic Puzzles, originally published 1997. This is also very important. The Nature of Rationality is 1993 book in which he explores practical rationality. According to Robert Nozick's argument, what is the key standard for assessing state action and what is the only legitimate role of the state? What is the correct option? You select the correct option first. The correct option is option C. The key standard is respect for individual rights and the only legitimate state is a minimal state that protects life, liberty, property and contract. Let us know some important facts. Robert Nozick, in his work Anarchy, State and Utopia, argued for a minimal state. Sometimes this type of MCQ also may come that in which book Robert Nozick argued for a minimal state. This adheres strictly to protecting individual rights, including the rights to life, liberty, property, and contract. He believed that any state action beyond this limited role would be illegitimate and infringe upon individual liberties. All the important facts you must write down in your notebook. Now match the following works by Robert Nozick with their respective philosophical fields. Book related questions are very common in exam. Nowadays, 30 to 40% questions are based on book related themes. Sometimes match of the following is asked, sometimes chronological based questions are asked, sometimes some themes related to the books are asked, publication years are asked. So you must know about the important books of the important thinkers precisely. Let us see the options one by one. Philosophical explanations. This book is related to the philosophical field metaphysics. The exam in life, the theme of this book is epistemology. The nature of rationality, the concept of this book is philosophy of science. Socratic puzzles, axiology, theory of value. Invariances, truth and relativism. So the correct option is option A. Let us know some important facts about these books so that you can solve many direct as well as indirect questions related to the books. Nozick went on to publish important works that ranged over metaphysics, epistemology, the philosophy of science, axiology, and truth relativism. These concepts are also very important. You must memorize these concepts. Philosophical examinations. The publication year is 1981. It is based on metaphysics. The Examined Life was published in 1989. Publication year is also very important. and the theme is epistemology. Nature of Rationality, publication year is 1993, based on philosophy of science. Socratic Puzzles, publication year is 1997, and the theme is axiology, theory of value, invariances, published in 2001, and the theme is truth and relativism. Which of the following statements is correct about Robert Nozick during his undergraduate days at Columbia? Let us see the options one by one. During his undergraduate days at Columbia, Robert Nozick endorsed socialism. This is correct. Robert Nozick founded Students for a Democratic Society during his undergraduate days at Columbia. This is also correct. At Columbia University, Robert Nozick studied with Sidney Morgenbacher. This is also correct. Robert Nozick got admitted to Columbia University in 1965. This is not correct. The year is not correct. He was admitted in 1959. So the correct options for this question is A, B and C. B option is the correct option. What was the major force that led to Robert Nozick's conversion to libertarian views during his graduate studies at Princeton? Options are political activism. This is not correct. Economic theory. This is also not correct. Convergence with Bruce Goldberg. This is correct. Marxist philosophy. This is not correct. So the correct option is option C. The major force in Nozick's conversion to libertarian views was his conversion with his fellow philosophy graduate student Bruce Goldberg at Princeton. What is the title of Robert Nozick's final book published in 2001, just before his death in 2002? Options are variations, inconsistencies, invariances, equivocations. The correct option is option C, invariances. Invariances is a philosophical work written by Robert Nozick in 2001. Year is also very important. And it was his last book before his death in 2002. The book explores various topics including the nature of truth, knowledge, and objectivity, and it delves into the concept of invariance. Examine what remains constant amidst changing circumstances. What political stance did Robert Nozick ultimately adopt, moving away from his initial socialist views? That is libertarian. Nozick eventually shifted from socialism to libertarianism during his academic and intellectual journey. What was the turning point in Nozick's political ideology that marks his departure from socialist principles? Options are given to you. What is the correct option? The correct option is option A, reading Atlas. Let us know some important facts. Nozick's exposure to Ayn Rand's influential work, Atlas Shrugged, played a crucial role in shaping his shift towards libertarianism. Which university did Robert Nozick attend for his graduate studies, where he engaged in transformative conversation about political philosophy? Options are Harvard University, Princeton University, Yale University, Stanford University. The correct option is option B, Princeton University. Nozick had transformative conversations about political philosophy during his graduate studies at Princeton, particularly with fellow student Bruce Goldberg. What was the final work of the theorist mentioned and what concept did Robert Nozick introduce in that work? For solving this type of question, you must know about his books precisely, the publication year, the concept of the book, the chronology of his books. So let us see the options one by one. The origin of the cosmos. He introduced the concept of cosmic invariances. This is not correct. Eternal universes. He argued for the existence of parallel world. This is also not correct. Invariances 2001, he introduced the theory of evolutionary cosmology, suggesting invariances and objectivity emerge through evolution across possible worlds. This is correct. The evolutionary cosmos, he proposed a theory of cosmic evolution. This is not correct. So the correct option is option C. Let us know some important facts about this question so that you can solve many direct as well as indirect questions related to his book. Invariances 2001 was the final work of the theorist and it introduced the theory of evolutionary cosmology. This is very important. In this theory, the argument is made that invariances and consequently objectivity itself emerge through evolution across possible worlds. This concept adds a unique perspective to our understanding of the nature of invariances and objectivity in the context of cosmology. In which work did Robert Nozick provide novel accounts of knowledge, free will, personal identity, the nature of value, and the meaning of life, ultimately receiving the Phi Beta Kappa Society's Ralph Waldo Emerson Award? Options are given to you. What is the correct option for this question? The correct option is option C, philosophical explanations. Let us know some important facts about this book and this question. In philosophical explanation, this book was published in 1981. The publication year is also very important. Robert Nozick provided innovative accounts of various philosophical concepts including knowledge, free will, personal identity, the nature of value, and the meaning of life. These concepts are also very important. This work was honored with the Phi Beta Kappa Society Ralph Waldo Emerson Award, recognizing its significant contributions to philosophical thought. What are Robert Nozick's four conditions for S? Knowing that P in the context of knowledge, S is equal to subject, P is equal to proposition. The correct option is option D. P is true. S believed that P. S would not believe that P even if it were the case that not P. If it were the case that P, S would believe that P. Nozick's four conditions for S knowing that P were S is equal to subject, P is equal to proposition. First condition is P is true. Second is S believes that P. Third is if it were the case that not P, S would not believe that P. If it were the case that P, S would believe that P. What is the key aspect of Nozick's tracking theory of knowledge as reflected in his third and fourth conditions? These are the options. What is the correct option? The correct option is option C. The inclusion of counterfactual conditionals. Nozick's tracking theory asserts that for a belief to qualify as knowledge, the believer's method must reliably track the truth despite varying relevant conditions. This involves the use of counterfactual conditionals in his third and fourth conditions. What are Nozick's third and fourth condition in his tracking theory of knowledge? Let us see the options one by one. Analytical and synthetic, this is not there. Conditional and unconditional, it is also not there. Necessary and sufficient, it is also not there. Counterfactuals and hypothetical, this is there. Option B is the correct option. Nozick's tracking theory of knowledge includes counterfactual conditions, emphasizing the importance of believers' method reliably tracking the truth despite varying relevant conditions. In what way is Nozick's theory of knowledge similar to reliabilism? Both focus on skepticism. This option is not correct. Both reject counterfactual conditions. This is also not correct. Both prioritize subjective certainty. This is also not correct. Both emphasize the role of belief methods. This is correct. So the correct option is option C. Nozick's tracking theory shares similarities with reliabilism as both theories highlight the importance of reliability of belief methods in determining knowledge. To address potential counterexamples against the counterfactual conditions, what did Nozick specify? Options are exclusivity, this is not correct. Specificity, this is also not correct. Counterexamples, this is also not correct. Sensitivity, this is correct. Correct option is option B. To prevent counterexamples that would challenge the counterfactual conditions, Nozick introduced the concept of sensitivity to ensure the tracking of truth despite changing circumstances. What important aspect of our intuitive grasp of knowledge does Nozick believe the counterfactual conditionals bring out? The option is option D, reliability. Nozick suggests that the counterfactual conditionals in his theory highlight the necessity for the believer's method to reliably track the truth under varying relevant conditions. How did Nozick refer to his theory of knowledge that involves counterfactual conditions? Options are verifications, this is not correct. Tracking theory, this is correct. Correspondence theory, this is not correct. Coherence theory, this is not correct. So the correct option is option B. Nozick named his theory of knowledge the tracking theory, highlighting the idea that the method of belief should reliably track the truth despite changing circumstances. Rearrange the following books in the chronological order. For solving this type of question, you must know the chronology of the publication of the book. Let us see the publication years of these books. Philosophical Explanation. This book was published in 1981. The Exam in Life. It was published in 1989. The Nature of Rationality in 1993. Socratic Puzzles in 1997. Invariances in 2001. So all books are in a sequence. So the correct option of this question is option B. Which topic is not among the four main topics discussed in relation to anarchy, state and utopia? The correct option is option B, defense of and state doctrine. Let us know the important facts. The four main topics discussed in relation to anarchy, state and utopia are the underpinning of moral rights, defense of the minimal state, historical entitlement doctrine, and utopian aspirations. These four topics are very important for exam perspectives. Which topic does not fall under the discussion related to part 1 of anarchy, state and utopia? Anarchy, State and Utopia is one of the most famous books of Robert Nozick. About this book, you must know precisely because about this book, oftenly questions are asked in exams. So the correct option for this question is option C, critique of end state and pattern doctrines. Let us know some important facts. Part 1 of Anarchy, State and Utopia primarily focuses on the state of nature theory, the minimal state, and related discussions, while the critique of end state and pattern doctrine is a broader theme encompassing the entirety of the book. What is the focus of part 1 of Anarchy, State and Utopia? Options are critique of historical entitlement doctrine. This is not correct. Defense of end state theories. This is also not correct. Development of utopian aspirations. This is not correct. State of nature theory and the minimal state. This is correct. Option D is the correct option. Part 1 of Anarchy, State and Utopia is titled A State of Nature Theory or How to Back into a State Without Really Trying. These titles are also very important and focuses on Nozick's exploration of the state of nature theory and his defense of the minimal state. There are four main topics that most deserve discussion with respect to Robert Nozick's Anarchy, State and Utopia. Match the following on the basis of this discussion. The character and robustness of moral rights. It is related to the basic normative framework for most of Anarchy, State and Utopia. Defense of the minimal state is related to the state itself is intrinsically immoral. Historical entitlement doctrine, pattern doctrines of distributive justice, especially John Rawls' difference principle as defended in A Theory of Justice. Argument for utopian aspirations provide a complementary route to the vindication of the minimal state. So the correct option is option B. The underpinning, if any, and the character and robustness of the moral rights that constitute the basic normative framework for most of anarchy, state and utopia. The character and degree of success of Nozick's defense of the minimal state against the charge by the individualist anarchists that the state itself is intrinsically immoral. Nozick's articulation and defense of his historical entitlement doctrine of justice is holding and his associated critique of and state and pattern doctrine of distributive justice, especially John Rawls' difference principle as defended in A Theory of Justice. Nozick's argument that utopian aspiration provide a complementary route to the vindication of the minimal state. Thank you for watching.